everybody on the call. Those that have not met me before, my name is Neo Ntunye, all the way from South Africa in the Business Development Department in the Africa region under the leadership of Blessing Edet-Uba, who is in Nigeria. We would like to welcome you today on our success series in the Business Development Department in the Africa region. Today, we are featuring a global team builder, Anthony Moreland. Now, if you are on our calls, whether it's a Monday or a Thursday, you should know Anthony Moreland. He's always on the call. He's a great support structure for the Africa region, and we really appreciate you, Anthony. Now, I just want to tell those that don't know you, like I've already said, you are not a stranger. In the Africa region, I actually would say that you are one of us because you are always on our call. You're always there to support us as the Africa region. We really, truly appreciate you. And I want to also just take time to give a little bit of information about Anthony, who he is and where he comes from. Anthony Moreland is from Dallas, Texas. He's been in the industry for over 12 years. He started while studying in college at the age of 21 years old. How amazing is that? And after that, he has been working the business full time. It is now 11 years. That is a super, super amazing, amazing, amazing story. So if you are on this call this evening and you are still in college and you're unsure, today you'll be learning how this amazing leader was able to make it through while still in college, and he's still successful. So with that being said, I'm going to hand over to Anthony. But before I do that, I just want to acknowledge our partner council members from the Africa region that are on the call. And just to say hi, Andre, I've seen you. And I'm trying to have a look on if I can see any other of our leaders. Okay, but that's actually not a problem at all. So I acknowledge all of you, our partner council members that are on the call. We appreciate your leadership. We appreciate you being with us all the time on our calls to support the business development. And I'll hand over to Anthony and give the partner council members a bit of time to also give us information later on. So with that being said, over to you, Anthony. We welcome you and we appreciate you as the Africa region.
Hello, everybody. So glad to be here. So honored to be here as well, just to be able to come on here and share. And I was talking with Blessing, and I said, "What would you like me to talk about?" She said she wanted me to share some things that have allowed me to have success. So as I was thinking over the last week or so, I was like, well, I have 5 tips that I wanted to give everybody. I feel that these are the things that have helped me have success. So tip number 1, if you have a pen and paper, you write it down. Tip number 1 is going to be staying consistent and persistent. Consistency is very, very key in this industry. You're going to have weeks and months where you have lots of success. And then you're going to have some of those weeks where nobody buys anything. Well, one of the things that allowed me over the years is I just had it in my mind, no matter what, I was going to keep going. I didn't care whether I always say this, my team hears me say this all the time, but I always tell them, marry the process and divorce the outcome. Meaning I want you to get so good at just sharing what we have, sharing the product, sharing the opportunity over and over, where you don't really care when somebody signs up or not. You're going to get indulged in the process of just sharing, of just posting. They may be posted online. I encourage y'all to get very consistent. Social media is like a free advertisement for you. So use it. Post your products, post about the opportunity, find ways to be creative on social media. Get consistent at doing one-on-one, 2-on-1 appointments. When I was in college, matter of fact, I remember my first 3 or 4 years, I never ate lunch by myself. I always found somebody to eat lunch with. I always said, hey, you know what, when can we have lunch? Because I knew at lunchtime, I could share the opportunity with somebody. It's normally they get you about 30, 40 minutes. That was enough time for me to present what we had going on. So I've always encouraged people to always find somebody to have lunch with. Set up those appointments with, I see Nick on here, and Jimmy and Henry. So make sure y'all set up appointments with Sarah, with Nick, and y'all find somebody every single day to share with. Find 2 people every day to share with. And I promise you, you'll look up and you'll be like, wow, this really, really transformed my life. And then also I will say this, but anything that you want to achieve, just like anything, consistency and persistence is what's going to get you there. But for instance, if you want your body to be healthier, well, you don't just drink Tahitian only one day and expect you to be feeling 100%. No, you got to drink it every day. And it's the same thing on the business standpoint. You won't make it to that title that you have. We all have goals, and that's one of my next tips is to set goals. Set goals around the dreams that you have. Like, what is it that you want partner coming for you and your family? What is it? What kind of goals are you setting? And I always say you need to have some yearly goals, but you also need to have monthly goals, quarterly goals, like every 3 months. Like, where are you going to be at in the next 90 days? Where are you going to be at? Where are you going to be at? What are you going to do? But you also need to have weekly goals, and then also daily goals. You need to have some daily activities. What is your daily activity? Are you going to post twice a day? Are you going to what else are you going to do? Like, or how many people are you going to reach out to? How many people are you going to follow up with? So these are the type things that I encourage you to have on a daily basis as well. Like, you need to, once you start doing this and you have something to run for, now you just pushing toward the goal. You don't really know when you're going to title events because you don't never know when somebody's going to buy. But what you can control is your daily activities. You can control that. You're in charge of that. Like, you can control your daily activities to get closer to your goal. The next tip, this is a big one, because and it's staying plugged in. I look at Nick, and I see Jimmy and Henri on here, and Africa was about to be launched, like before it was even launched. But one thing I can speak on them about is they show up every single time there is a Zoom going on or there's a meeting going on. They show up, and staying plugged in is what keeps you close to the fire. That's something that has helped me out over the years. Like, even when business wasn't going good, staying plugged in allowed me to stay close to the fire, and eventually something rubbed off on me. And then I was like, you know what? This can work for me. You know what? If that person can do it, I can do it. But then also life happens. Now, how many of y'all, if life has ever happened to you where, maybe somebody passed away, maybe your car broke down, maybe you got behind or something, if life ever happened to you, in the comments, put a 1. See, because what I can tell you is nobody's exempt from life. We all go through it. Life is going to happen. But staying plugged in allows you to stay close to that fire. It keeps your mindset high. It keeps your belief level high. That you also learn what other people are doing. We do an IPA call here, where we do an IPA call for everybody. Everybody can jump on. But if you ever just want to see, that IPA call just shows you how ordinary people are starting to have extraordinary results. But we all stay plugged in. We all learn. Because my rough times in my life, when people start passing away, it seemed like it was back to back to back. But staying plugged in allowed me to, to keep my belief level high. It didn't allow the enemy to get me off track either. So stay plugged in. The next tip number, I think that's tip number 4. I think that's tip number 4. Yeah, tip number 4 is grow your mind. And what do I mean by grow your mind? Hey, you need to read. You need to feed your mind with some positivity, at least 30 minutes a day. At least 30 minutes a day. You need to feed your mind, because again, life is going to happen. So when your mind is built, but then I'm also a firm believer, if you want to make it to the next level, you got to grow your mind. Like, you can get to a certain point and you're going to hit like a little plateau, because you got to develop your mind to get to that next part, to get to that 6 figures, to get to the millionaire mark. You got to start studying successful people. You got to feed your mind daily. Like, I always got books that I'm reading, like the 2 books I'm reading this month is Think and Grow Rich. Oh, yeah, I don't know if y'all can see it, by Napoleon Hill, and then The Prayer of Jabez. So these are the 2 books I'm on right now. So what are you feeding your mind on a daily basis? 10 pages a day of a book, you can read a whole book in a month. 10 pages. So it's the prayer Jabez. I see somebody ask. It's called the prayer Jabez. And I also take a picture. I send it to Nick, and Nick can post it out, the picture of that book as well, into the Africa community. And then so, just feeding your mind. There's lots of great speakers on YouTube. You can go. Plugging into calls like this are great because you're getting to learn from other people. You're getting to take ideas from other leaders that are having success. And then the last tip is find an accountability partner. Find somebody to run with, to run 2 by 2 with. Like, who is that person that you can call on that's gonna help pick you up when things are bad? Like when you're not doing so well, like, or they remind you of, hey, stick to the basics. Not like don't veer off into all of the, hey, stick to the basics. Calling people up, inviting them, texting people, inviting them to sit down and hear about, hey, when can we have lunch? When can we sit down and talk? When can you come by the house? When can I go to your house? But having those, having that accountability partner to keep you going is very, very key. I have some mentors. Like I talk to Todd and Brent Palmer, Todd Rowland and Brent Palmer on a daily basis. And they help me every single day to keep my mind going. Like I let them know, hey, I got this amount of appointments today. And they're also there to tell me, hey, that's not enough. So because, I'm full time, they'll tell me that's not enough. Like, I'll never forget Todd told me this, he said, if you want to do this full time, you need to be doing at least 5 appointments a day. And if you're part-time doing this, hey, you need to do about 5 appointments a week. Just in between, throughout the week, you need to be having lunch with somebody, doing something. But if you're full-time doing this, you need to be doing 5 appointments a day. And that can either be you or it can be your team. So if it's a combination of both, then that's great. But 5 appointments a day, I promise you, you'll look up 90 days from now and it'll be a completely different business for you if you're doing that a day. You need to find 5 different people that need to sit down and need to hear about partner.co. You need to be sharing the products, sharing the opportunity with 5 people a day if you're full time. On a part-time basis, at least 5 a week. And you'll look up and you'll thank me later because that's what I did. But those are my 5 tips right there, Neo. So I actually kind of went through them kind of fast. So I didn't know I was gonna go that fast. But hey, the floor is open for any questions that you may have, Neo, or anybody have any questions. I don't mind answering any questions either.
Thank you so much, Anthony. Thank you. We'll open up to the team and ask them to give us some questions if they've got some questions that they'd like to ask from you. You can open up, Tim, and we can get those questions to Anthony.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, Precious.
I'm Mr. Anthony. Good evening, everyone on the call. My concern and my question goes this way. For me, I don't know, it has been bothering me for a long time, but I'm still believing and pushing up, believing that one day I'll overcome it. But I would just want to share it based on what Mr. Anthony said. Like for me, I have brand partners that if I work with them, they will take me to the last level. Because I enrolled them when we were on campaign to Africa. I joined as 2001, and I have close to 60 registered brand partners. But because of the delay in opening our Nigerian markets, African markets, sorry, some of them went back, they found themselves into so many things and all that, discouragement and all that. But their name is still on my back office. So what do I do? I need advice and encouragement. What do I do? Because I've been trying. Mrs. Blessing can bear me witness. I've been trying to tell them, bring them to Zoom, do everything for them to see what I'm seeing. so that we both can achieve our success. But it's only few out of 60 and thereabout. This 60 is direct, talking of indirect and others, which will amount to 100 plus. But it's only out of like 3, 4 that are just moving once in a while. So what do I do? Thank you.
So my advice is on that one is you can only run with the ones who want to run. Timing is different in everybody's life. It's just different. Like some people want to run right now, and then some people are going to prolong it, and then some people are never going to run. But you can only run with the ones who want to run with. So those 3 or 4 or 5 or how many people are plugging in, that's the ones you want to run with. You still encourage the other 50 so and just say, hey, whenever the time is right for you, we'll make this happen. But right now, I'm going to run. I'm looking for a few people to run with. And so those are the ones you plug into. Those are the ones you ask, say, hey, okay, what can I do to help you? And then also just always remember, there's nothing more exciting than finding some new people. Like, matter of fact, everybody on here, if you don't mind in the comments, let me know, what does it feel like if you feel good when you sign up a new customer or brand partner? If you feel good when that happens, in the comments, put a 10. When we sign up somebody personally, it makes us feel great. It makes us feel so good. So, hey, I'm obsessed. Lizelle, I love that. I'm obsessed with that. Like, I love getting somebody on the products because I know once they get on these products, they're going to feel better. But I also love when somebody joins the business because I know that for sure it's going to change their life if they actually do something. If they do something, something will happen. So I encourage you to run with the ones who want to run with that are ready right now, and then just encourage the other ones. Like I do that all the time. I have several people in my organization around. I've been doing it 12 years. I probably have close to 10,000 people in my organization, and everybody doesn't want to run right now. And I can't control that. I just run with the ones who want to run right now. And I love on everybody, but I run with the ones who want to run with. And one of the things I'll never forget, my mentor told me this a long time ago. He said, in your organization, 80% of the people are going to give you about 20% of the work. Like 20% of your pay is going to come from 80% of the people. But then there's going to be there's going to be 20% of the people that's going to produce about 80% of your growth. And so you're just looking for that 20%. I don't know what 20% is going to be. I don't know what person is going to be. And sometimes it ain't even somebody you personally sponsor. Sometimes it's somebody. I love going deep into people. Like I love getting people started, but then I also love getting into their warm market. So like everybody has a warm market. So work with those 4 or 5 people, whoever's tuning in, see who they can put you in front of. And then you'll look up and you'll say, you know what? I love everybody, but I'm running with the ones who want to run with, because if you wait on people, you'll be waiting a long time, and you'll never achieve your goals waiting. Hope that helped you out there.
Yes, thank you. God bless.
Thank you so much for your question, Precious. Do we have anybody else that has a question or has anything that they would like to clarify with Anthony? I see we have Lizelle. Your hand is up, Lizelle. You can go ahead and open up and ask your question, please.
Hi, good evening. Thank you to everybody for the opportunity. I just want to actually just make a comment and not necessarily ask a question. I know we learn every day, but it is so true what you were saying, Anthony. It is important, number one, to use the product. If you're not going to use the product, you are not going to feel the connection of the business. You feel a detachment. But when you use the product, it is very different, because then you start to almost like experience obviously the benefit. I know I'm preaching to the converted, but it is very important, because some people, you can't, there's just no way you can work the business if you don't start by using the product. And I've seen that. And also, it is interesting how the finding your two It's like finding that invisible friends. And honestly, in this business, it is very tough. But the reward of the hard is so, you are just so attracted to it. And finding your two people, when Neo would know. I mean, I think I speak to Neo almost or Naga almost even yesterday when she was in the voting lines. But, finding that two people, you just never know who that two are. And for a long time, my back office didn't look attractive. There was nothing going on in my back office. But that never made me lose hope because I became obsessed. I believed in the product. And when you listen to the testimonies on a daily basis, I just ask myself, it just never ends. It never stops. And when you hear that, you just want to, go on and on and on. But I just want to say that even if this finding your two is a challenge for you, forget about finding the two and just start a conversation with someone saying like, have you heard about Noni? It's as simple as that. That opens, up the floor. So I think why I'm mentioning this is, and I like to keep it real because this is, this is family. This is where we talk about these things. It is very hard if you believe it for people more than what they believe in, especially in your teams. And, to constantly feed people, the same information over and over, and you just pray and think, when are you actually going to hit and open your mind? But I think as a leader, this business humbles you because you learn that in the beginning, I used to people, if you don't want to join the business, please leave. And then I got corrected to say that you cannot say that to people. Everybody wakes up, at their own time and stuff. But I just want to, it's basically just an encouragement. Like I said, I don't necessarily have a question for you, but it is worth it. No matter what happens in PartnerCo every day, it always worth it. Every day is worth it. Thank you.
Absolutely. Being a product of the product is key as well. I mean, 12 years. I've been on one of our products for over 12 years. And ever since I got my hands on Tahisha Noni, I consume that every single day. So just consuming the products, like she mentioned, like Lizelle mentioned, will help you build belief. Well, then also it rubs off and other people start to see and see what's going on in your life. And they're like, hey, what are you doing differently? People start to be curious, like, what are you doing? So I encourage you to use the product every day, post about it every day on your social media. You post about it on social media. It's definitely worth it. Definitely that Tahisha Noni with so much research on it, people love it.
Thank you so much, Anthony. And I see that we have Witumelo's hand up, that is up. You can open up Witumelo and go ahead and ask.
Good day, everybody. I hope everybody can hear me. I always have a problem with my mic. Thank you, Anthony, for all your wisdom. I just want to have one quick question. What are your, I could say maybe 3 top tips when it comes to posting on social media about the products? I know showing results, testimonies, but is there any other tips and tricks that you can share with us that could help us land a customer or even a brand partner? And what are the conversation tips that you can give us, especially when it comes to social media? Because face-to-face is kind of different for when you're doing social media as well. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, another tip for social media, posting transformations. You could post the benefits of Noni. Like there's a lot of flyers out there that post about the benefits of the products. So post those. I also say keep it simple. So if you are going to post online, I say maybe find 2 products. I love the Hero. I know South Africa has the Hero brand, and I know Nigeria only has Noni. I would say do Noni and do like one other product. If I was in South Africa, I wouldn't spread it out too far because it's kind of like you're confusing your audience. So once you find those two products you want to run with, you run with those. And in some cases, if you're in Nigeria, just run with the noni, just posting transformations, posting the benefits of the noni. Take some pictures with you and some of your friends, like customers, as your customers come on board and they maybe buy a bottle of noni from you. Then maybe take a picture with them and say, "Hey, I'm gonna post this online so my friends can see that somebody just purchased a bottle from me or purchased, something from me." And then also do your lifestyle in there. Post your regular lifestyle in online as well. Like, don't just spam away all products. Maybe post about your family. I love posting motivation, so I do all that on mine. So find something that your niche. I mean, I know Nick is on here, he's a coach, so if he wanted to post about his team, that's also good, because there's other coaches out there that's probably looking for, well, I know, not probably, I know they're looking for extra money. There's other coaches out there looking for extra money as well. So just find your niche. Like I see Billy Grady on here. Billy, he runs marathons, so he could post about his journey of preparing for marathons on there. So I don't care if it's cooking that you like, whatever it may be, just add that in. And I always say it's the 80-20 rule. 80% of your content needs to be about your life, your lifestyle, your motivation, whatever, so your hobby. And then the 20% needs to be about your products or your opportunity, whichever one that you want there.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anthony. I'm just trying to look on the chat box to see if I've got any questions. While I'm doing that, if there is somebody else that wants to ask, I see Sarah's hand is up. You can open up and go ahead and ask the question, Sarah.
Hi everybody. Hi, Anthony. Thank you so much for this amazing content. And I have to apologize to my husband because he's actually got a margarita glass out drinking noni from it.
Yeah.
But so I do a lot of social media. I do a lot of my personal life on there, and like I really appreciate you saying that 80% should be about your lifestyle and about what you do on a daily basis. So I try and share like healthy lifestyle choices, sporting, types of food to have, drinks to have, hydration, all of that. And I do share the product on there as well, mainly Tahitian noni, because I absolutely adore it, and we're sharing it where we are. But I do share one or two other products as well, which it's been really helpful to kind of share content with people. But with regards to the business opportunity, this is where I feel a little bit stuck as to what I should be posting if I'm going to be putting something out and it's more about the business side of things rather than it be the product. What would you recommend? What kind of content would you recommend to put out in that field rather than it be just product and lifestyle? Because there are people I want to reach out to with regards to having that option to, look at the business as well. So that's where I feel a bit stuck.
Okay, well, that's a great question. Great question, Sarah. So what I would say is there's different things. One of the things we learned on our IPA call was somebody tried this out. It was like a help wanted post. So you could do like a help wanted post of like maybe you're doing a help wanted of, hey, I'm looking for it. People that's looking to make some extra money from home, from their phone, from social media. You can do something like that, help wanted. You can also do a lifestyle post about what the opportunity has done for you. So, for example, let's say the opportunity helps you pay your cell phone bill every month. You can say, hey, wow, this side income that I'm generating has helped me pay for my cell phone bill, or has helped me pay my electric bill, or has helped me with this bill, or whatever. And then you can say, hey, is anybody else open or want to learn about what I got going on? Leave a comment below or message me, and we can definitely talk about it. So just different ideas there. And then like for me, I love, like when I'm traveling to the beach or something, I love working from the beach. So I always kind of post a picture about me working on the beach, because it was always a dream of mine, and now I actually get to do it. So and then a lot of my friends would be like, okay, and what is it that you do? Because I want to know. And then I set up a Zoom and we talk about it.
Okay, brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, team, for the amazing questions to Anthony. I'm trying to have a look on the chat box. I can't seem to see any more questions on the chat box. So I'm gonna, if you don't mind, Anthony, just hand over to our partner council members that are on the call. I absolutely love the words that Dumelo used, the tips and tricks. That's what she said. So I'd like to ask our partner council members that are on the call to just give us their own tips and tricks on, you know, the success on your business, how you've been doing it. And when my eyes are seeing Nick right now, and I'm gonna go on and ask Nick to please open up. Mr. Papas, over to you. If you can also just give us a bit of your own tips and tricks on the industry, please. Thank you.
So thank you, Nell. Thank you very much. I just want to, I'm not going to so much go into the tips and tricks because Anthony's basically given us the tips and tricks and Sarah's given us the margarita tips and tricks. I'm going to try that actually. But I just want to take this opportunity to thank Anthony on behalf of all of us on the African continent, because Anthony has been there from the beginning. I mean, it's been a road that we've gone through together. I mean, what is it, 4 or 5 years that we've started and changed the names and brought in this product, and we've gone through the pains of this whole thing. And Anthony is one of the first people I actually met when we started this little venture. And I just want to say that we are very grateful for you. We thank you. And without you, a lot of Zooms would not have happened. And the fact that Anthony actually posts, you should follow him on his YouTube channel as well, like I do. And you want to learn in this industry, duplication is key. And one of the great things about our industry is you can learn from everybody. Everybody from every corner of this earth, you can learn from them if they're involved in our business, because they're selling the same product. We've heard the questions tonight. You're dealing with the same people, human beings. So, you know, if somebody can make or become a millionaire with Tahitian noni in Japan, what's wrong with everybody else? You've got the same product. You've got the same product. So take the product, don't reinvent the wheel, follow the system, do what Anthony does. You know, Anthony's there. He's always being that servant leader. And I've taken from him. I'm duplicating what he does. And it's very simple. And that's the way you build this business. So on behalf of the Partners Council in South Africa and in Africa, thank you. Thank you, Nell. We're grateful for you. And that's all I want to say. I'll hand it over to Henry.
I totally agree with you on that one, Nick. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Neo. Thank you, Nick. Hi, everyone. Henri from Western Cape in South Africa. And yeah, what can I say? If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have been able to know nothing about Zoom. I think you were the Zoom introduction person in our lives. And one thing that I can say about you is the word that it's synonym with Anthony Moreland is consistency. And I think that's something that you have taught us all. And if we really look at your successes, and congratulations on all your successes, you know, that's just repeatedly consistency. You are everywhere. You are on every Zoom that there possibly can be a Zoom. If we look for any name that we don't know where is who and what, then Anthony is there, and you feel safe immediately to know you are on there. And if anything happens, you can take the lead as well and just run with it. So yeah, we would just like to say thank you for being a servant leader. And I don't think any tips or tricks from my side would even come close to what you said tonight. And yeah, thank you so much for being our business partner. It's amazing to know that I can call Anthony Moreland my business partner in PartnerCo. So congratulations and thank you for all your love.
Wow. What an amazing leader, a servant leader. We really appreciate you, Anthony. And on our partner council for Nigeria, if I'm not mistaken, I did see Coach Michelle. Can I hand over to you, Coach Michelle?
Yes, very well, Anil. Thank you so much. Thank you, Anthony. Those trips were awesome. Thank you so much. I mean, for me, the tips and the tricks to succeed in this business. I've been in network marketing business for 12 years. One of the most important tip is to focus on one business. Here in Nigeria, most of the issues we have is that a lot of people are doing so many things at the same time. So many people belong to so many other networks. How can you succeed in all of them? You have to be a master of one. Focus on one. Focus on one business. And then concentrate on what we call the income producing activity every day. Every day, what is your income producing activity? What is that thing that you need to do to skyrocket your business? Because in this business, you may have 100 persons signed up under yourself, directly. But if they don't do anything, nothing happens. They're just 100 persons signed up under you. So build leaders. Every day, concentrate on what helps you to build leaders. One of the questions you should ask yourself is, on this Success a Series Zoom call, how many of my leaders are here? How many of my leaders are listening to all the tips and tricks that Anthony is doling out? How many? Because they listen, they get motivated, they get encouraged, and they go and duplicate. But if you are the only one here, you're the only one whose belief system will be motivated, whose belief system will be strengthened, and they are not here. So build leaders, because your leaders are the one that will duplicate what they are hearing here today. There's something called the 80-20 rule. 20% of the things you do may give you 80% result, and 80% of the things you do may give you 20% result. So find out what is that 20% of the things you do. I'm not so good with social media. I'm trying to learn social media, but I have my other ways. I talk to people one-on-one. I meet people one-on-one, and I tell them in person about this business. I show them what this business can do. And so they are looking at me, my eyes is lighting up as I'm telling them about testimonies. My eyes is lighting up as I'm telling them how much they will make. And they buy that. That is working for me. So that is more of my income producing activity. I don't know what yours is, but you have to find that out yourself. Once your team members are not distracted by so many other networks, when they are focused, those are the people who you would want to work with. Those are the people who you will meet with every week and say, what are we going to achieve this week? What are the challenges that you're having with this business? How can we solve them? What is your why? What do you think this business can achieve for you? What do you think this business can do for you? And then in line with what those expectations that they have is, you can work with them. So that's my little tip, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Anthony, once again. I've been following you on social media. You're doing so well, and I'm learning so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Coach Michelle. Thank you so much for the amazing tips and tricks. Listening to you, giving us all those nuggets gives us no reason to even doubt why you have recently advanced to director. And congratulations on your very recent title advancement. Well done on that.
Thank you so much, Leo. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm going to hand over back to you, Anthony, just for you to give us your closing statement before we officially close. Over to you, so you can give us your last words before we close the call.
Wow, that was great tips there. And thank you for the kind words as well, Nick and Omri. I love you guys. I love everybody. And so my closing remarks will be, you heard me mention it earlier. I want everybody to get in the habit of marrying the process and divorcing the outcome. Like, I don't know when you're going to hit that next title, that gold title that you have, But what I can tell you is if you get good at marrying the process of doing something every single day, maybe it's posting online, maybe it's sitting down, open, I seen somebody say in the comments there, where you got to open your mouth, because if you don't open your mouth, business is closed. But so open up your mouth when you meet people at the store, you see people here, social media, reach out to people, join groups, do whatever it can, but marry the process of getting appointments set with somebody who's capable enough to do a presentation if you're not able to do one yourself, and just marry that process of doing those calls, because it will pay off in the long run. I promise you, you'll look up 90 days from now, 120 days from now. If you did something every single day for the next 90 days, your business will grow. It will. People will buy from you. I don't know who's going to buy from you, but they will. People will want to do business with you. They will, want to become one of your partners. And it will happen over time. And then next thing you know, you'll start to find people that are looking. There's lots of people around the world. So I don't want any of y'all to just, you can build a global business as well. You actually can. We literally do business in over 50 countries around the world, everybody. So don't hesitate on posting, because and don't hesitate on responding back to your messages, because you can find people that's here in the United States. You can find people over in Europe. You can find people in Asia. You can find people in different areas. And you also may have friends and family that have moved to those areas. So don't hesitate to reach out to them, because what we have is gold. We have the unicorn, as Ty Rowland always says, that's going on. We have amazing owners. We have amazing products. We have footprints in over 50 countries. There's a lot of companies out there that don't even have those type of licenses in all these other countries. You have it. And I firmly believe that Africa personally will be one of our biggest markets in the very, very near future, because of amazing leaders that all of y'all are on here that's watching, and also that watch the recording. So, hey, I'm going to be right here with y'all, cheering y'all on. Any questions I can ever ask that you have, don't hesitate to ask on WhatsApp or on social media. I'll definitely reach out and get back with you as well. So, love you guys, and let's go change the world. Let's go change the world, because we can do it. It all starts with us.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Anthony. We really appreciate you. Like Nick has said, like Andre has said, as well as Coach Michelle, that we appreciate all that you do for the Africa region. We really, really want to take this opportunity once again just to say we love and appreciate you so much as the Africa region. Now, thank you, team, for connecting with us again on our Thursday Success Series with Business Development. We will meet again on our next call, which will be next Monday, with business development. With that being said, I just want to thank everybody for taking up time out of your very busy schedule to always be with us on our Monday and Thursday calls as business development. We love you, Africa. And like Anthony has said, let's go out there and change each and everyone's lives in the Africa region. We haven't even started yet. There's so much opportunity. Let's go out there. Let's flood our social media about these amazing products that we have. Identify a product that you are comfortable with, a product that you are using. Like I always say, if you are using the product, you become a product expert, and it becomes so natural and easy for you to speak about the product. I finally managed to get my mom on Noni, and she's a very difficult person to convince, but that naturally came with me speaking about Noni and the outcomes that I've already had for myself by using the product. So let's go out there and change each and everyone's life in the Africa region. And thank you so much, team. Enjoy your rest of your evening. You can